3D movies pop on giant screens without 3D glasses. The hassle with 3D movies, going back more than 150 years now, is the matter of those goofy 3D glasses. The happy news: we may no longer need them, thanks to new technology being developed at MIT's Computer Science and Artificial Intelligence Lab. MIT's Cinema 3D system promises to deliver the holy grail of next-generation movie-going fun, 3D movies without the 3D glasses. While such an experience has been available on smaller screens for some time, certain practical concerns have prevented developers from scaling up the technology to the big screen. It works like this. The traditional method for 3D TVs and handheld devices is to use a series of very tiny slits to create a parallax barrier between the eyes. When you look at a 3D TV, from a specified distance and angle, your individual eyeballs are indeed seeing different sets of pixels. That's harder to pull off in a theater, of course, because you have hundreds of sets of eyeballs out in the seats, each viewing the screen from a different angle and distance. Researchers have been going at the problem from various angles, as it were, but the technical challenges are severe. MIT's solution is to encode multiple parallax barriers in one display, in such a way that each member of the audience gets a view tailored to their precise position in the theater. The whole system is predicated on the idea that people watching movies in a theater tend to sit still and stay put, as opposed to people watching TV. Essentially, each seat in the theater is getting a 3D movie beamed directly to that specific space. Or something like that. MIT isn't disclosing too many details on how the multiple parallax barrier effect is achieved. Presumably, patents are involved. But the team does say that the prototype system uses 50 sets of mirrors and lenses and yet is barely larger than a pad of paper. Intrigue. The MIT team also concedes that the technology is not particularly practical at the moment, but that they plan to continue development and improve image resolution. It remains to be seen whether the approach is financially feasible enough to scale up to a full-blown theater, says MIT professor Wojciech Matusik in the press materials. But we are optimistic that this is an important next step in developing glasses-free 3D for large spaces like movie theaters and auditoriums. Hollywood will be glad to hear it. Statistics suggest that enthusiasm for 3D movies at the cinema is waning fast, which is no surprise. Most 3D movies aren't worth the extra money, although some most definitely are. If we can get 3D pictures without the added glasses and expense, everybody wins.